The underlying cost of generative AI services are tumbling. OpenAI said recently that a system-wide optimization in the way ChatGPT processes its response to queries had brought costs down 90% since December of last year, 2022, enabling the dramatic drop for users, the dramatic drop in price for users we are talking about right now. Training an LLM or large language model costs tens of millions of dollars, and the techniques for handling the costs or the techniques for handling the task are really changing fast. At least in the short term, that puts a premium on the small number of people with experience of developing and training the models. So the company recently released a new service to let developers tap directly into ChatGPT, and also slashed its prices for using the technology by 90%. So the price of the most important raw material feeding the latest boom in AI is collapsing fast. This is according to Richard Waters, who writes the Inside Business Technology column on the Financial Times. He went on to say that that indeed that bodes well for the mainstream, and it should push the technology into the mainstream really quickly, but it also threatens the finances of some of the startups hoping to cash in on this boom, and could leave the power in this sphere in the hands of a small group, which is largely for now principally Microsoft principally, and then Google thereafter, and indeed some other companies. Okay, so the raw material in question, according to him, is the processing power of the large language models or LLMs that underpin services such as ChatGPT and the new chat style response Microsoft recently showed off for its Bing search engine. So that's what it looks like. So it says here, welcome to the new Bing. You are your AI powered co-pilot for the web. So if you get a new Bing, you'll be able to use that new chat style service. The high computing costs from running these models have threatened to be a serious drag on their use. Only weeks ago, using the new language AI cost search engine u.com 50% more than carrying out a traditional internet search, according to the company's CEO. But late last month, that is February of 2023, thanks to the competition between LLM companies OpenAI, Anthropic, and Cohere, that cost has fallen to around 5%. Okay, so according to him, Richard Waters, this is great for customers, but potentially ruinous for OpenAI's rivals. Several of them, including Anthropic and Inflection, have raised or are in the process of trying to raise cash to support their own LLM ambitions. So they are trying to raise funds to run their own ambitions, but the prices that they can potentially charge are really dropping, and that's a challenge to their business models, or is a challenge to their path towards profitability. Yeah. So it is, according to him, it is rare to see their technology move straight from research into mainstream so rapidly, and it's now prompting a race to industrialize processes that were developed for use in lab settings. Most of the gains in performance and reduction in cost are coming from improvements in the underlying computing platform on which the LLMs run, as well as from honing the way the AI models are trained and operate. To a large extent, plunging hardware costs benefit all contenders. That includes access to the latest chips designed to handle the demands of the new AI models, such as NVIDIA's H100 graphic card. Okay, that's what it looks like. That's NVIDIA's H100. Okay, so by the time the best techniques are widely understood and adopted, early contenders could have achieved a first mover advantage, according to Scott Guthrie, head of Microsoft's cloud and AI group. He points to, he says, all of these points to new services such as GitHub Copilot, which the company launched last summer to suggest coding ideas to software developers. Such services improve quickly once they are in widespread use. So, speaking at a Morgan Stanley Investor Conference this week, that is the week from the 6th of March to the 10th of March 2023, Guthrie said the signal that comes from users of services like this quickly becomes an improvement point or important point of differentiation. The main hope for rival LLM makers comes from selling the extra services needed to make the technology easier for developers and big corporate customers to use, as well as from the creation of more narrowly targeted models that fit particular business models. When it unveiled its latest LLM this week, for instance, Israeli startup AI21 Labs also announced a series of APIs or programming links for higher level services such as text summarization or rewriting. Rather than broad-based models like the one behind ChatGPT, most companies will want to use models that have been trained on the language used in particular industries such as finance or healthcare, or on a company's own data, says Ori Goshen, the company's, that is AI21's co-CEO. As he points out, large language models are in their infancy. There's still plenty of work to be done on reducing their tendency to spew falsehoods and prevent them from hallucinating or generating plausible sounding answers that have no bearing on reality. To succeed, the AI companies have to stay on the cutting edge of research. So, falling costs pose a danger to OpenAI. OpenAI's will be challengers, but at the same time as well, a lot of things are going on. It is the industry, the technology is still in its infancy, and as we can now see, they are gradually going in different directions. We also know very well from some of the stocks we have talked about on this channel, so yes, there is indeed opportunity in various directions in various industries. That is amongst the main things that is being highlighted in this piece I've just read out to you. Okay, so see what you make of all of these, and thank you very much for watching this video.